Hello, my name is Big Mike. I've been a reseller on eBay for the past 5 months. In this video, I'm going to cover the items that have sold for profit for me in the past week. Stay tuned. So, this first listing, this is an item that actually came from my very first yard sale that I went to back in September. Ended up being kind of a skunky yard sale. New reseller, not really knowing what I'm doing. But this one was a Tinkerbell keychain. Sat on it for 5 months. The good news about this one is it's a small enough item. Disney will eventually sell. I sat on it for a while. As you can tell, kind of not great pictures, but I was doing the best I could at the time. Sold at full price for $14.99. I believe I initially listed it at $17.99 and lowered the price again. And eventually somebody comes along and buys it for full price. This next item, something to keep an eye out if you're new to reselling and you're selling clothes, especially men's clothes. The name brand Carhartt tends to sell. Now, I'm sure that there is some limitations on this, but these are Carpenter jeans. I listed them at $17.99. Got a few low ball offers here and there. This was also when I was first starting to list jeans, so the pictures aren't that great, but they did sell for full price at $17.99. I may have been able to price them a little bit higher. I don't know. This next one came from that RC car battery lot that I spoke about. I believe it's in a previous video of my last haul. That is a big lot of RC car batteries that I found at a thrift store. The guy was asking $10 for them. At $10, I was willing to take a risk because I knew that there's a pretty big hobby market when it comes to RC cars. I didn't look at comps at the time. I figured $10 was a fair enough price to shoot for the moon on it. And so far, I've probably made probably close to $300 at least on that lot. I'll have to eventually go back and do the math once I sell through everything. But this one sold at full price, $9.99. These particular batteries sat for a little bit, and I started getting like low ball offers of like $5, $4, and I hate to say low ball. I mean, they're asking half price, but I knew that they would eventually sell for full price, and this one did for sure. This next one, same lot of batteries, sold for full price, $14.99. Once again, I get a bunch of offers on those. I've just learned that if I sit on it for a while, I will get my full asking price for it. All right, Natural Issue shirt. I picked this one up not so much for the brand. I picked it up because it was a good, clean shirt. Looked like it was well made. Floral patterns, Hawaiian style, tropical, pineapples. That sometimes sells. Within a week, I was lucky enough that somebody came in and offered $7.50. Probably the most I would have been able to squeeze out of this shirt is about $10. I just didn't really look that closely at the comps. So I went ahead and took the offer of $7.50 on it. He's happy. I'm happy. The item is gone. This one sold rather quickly. Here's 511 Tactical Men's shirt. This one was also a really, really clean item. Looked like it was probably never worn. Fabric was still kind of stiff. Listed it at $24.99. Had a guy that I could tell really wanted it. He kind of started shooting low ball offers. After I ignored him enough, I think he came back and went full price on it. But all in all, 511 shirts can sometimes sell really well. Although I do have a women's shirt that I've been sitting on for a few weeks now, so maybe the women's on the 511 side doesn't sell that well. I don't know. All right, another battery from the same lot. full price, $14.99. So far I've sold 5 of them, and I have 7 still left at that point. All right, this was my last one of these batteries. Now remember, I was getting low ball offers, sold at full price. All 3 of those batteries that I had sold at full price. Once again, so here's another one of those batteries. It's 5 sold. All right, this one was in that same lot. It's a charger. It is a rather rare charger. It's a 19.2 volt for 19.2 volt batteries. I still got a few of those that sell for about $29.99. This one was the last one of 2 that I had, sold for $49.99 full price. This was a lot of just mixed batteries from that same lot. Had them listed at $54.99. Sent an offer out at 10% off. Had a bunch of watchers. Somebody came back at 40. I was feeling generous. I went ahead and let it go for 40. Levi's jeans. I sat on these for a good long while, and there's a reason. Some Levi's sell really well. These, I believe they're the skinny wedgies. Skinny jeans are kind of going out, but I picked these up at the bins for about $2. They were new with tags, so I figured I'd go ahead and take a risk on it. Listed them at $15.75. Somebody came back with an offer of $14.75. More than happy to oblige and sell that item. This golf shirt here, Adidas, is another brand that can sell well if you're careful. I looked at this shirt and thought, my goodness, how ugly is that shirt? But I knew that some people love Adidas and they love Adidas logo. Went ahead and picked it up. Had a couple of low ball offers on this, sat on it for a couple of weeks. Finally somebody came in and dropped full price on it. So also remember, keep an eye out for 3XL, especially if you can find tall sizes. They tend to sell, even with not so good brands will sell. So big and tall sizes can sell pretty well. All right, this is from another early yard sale that I went to. You can tell by the low quality of the picture. StarTech.com is an adapter, I guess, if you're trying to run your projector to an old VGA computer. That's an adapter that you use. Sat on it for several months. Figured I would sit on it for a while, but eventually you had the right buyer come along. Paid full price, $9.99. Another battery out of that same lot. Full price, $9.99. All right, so vintage Guess jeans. From what I understand, these can kind of be hit and miss. I've kind of had some luck with them. Kind of hit a run of them at a thrift store that I went to. I had the last one. I had those George Marciano ones that sold pretty quickly. These looked like they had almost never been worn. Maybe they hadn't been. Excellent condition. Notice that they were high rise, and I know that high rise pants, for some reason, I don't know anything about fashion trends, but I do know that for some reason they are kind of back in style. So somebody eventually came in and paid full price for that one. Here's my final sale of the day. An interesting story, not necessarily on this item, but on that particular sale. One of my home run items came from that yard sale. So it was most of the stuff wasn't that great, but she had a bunch of blenders that were stacked out. It's kind of weird that she had that many blenders. I don't know if she bought storage lockers or what. I'm not sure. But I noticed one of the blenders was a Vitamix. Once again, when I'm yard selling, I kind of freestyle. I don't really look up comps. But I had heard about Vitamix before. I asked her how much she wanted for the blenders, and I even pointed to that one, and she was like, yeah, even that one, she only wanted $5 on it. It was missing like one of the little feet on it, but otherwise was in great working condition. So for $5, I turned around and sold that for, I think, about $140. Made a good profit off of that. I went ahead and bought up the rest of her blenders because I kind of knew I was getting a really good deal on that. Slowly been selling those. They aren't Vitamix. They're just kind of oysters, stuff like that. And then this item was also there. Picked it up for $1. I thought it would be a good sale because it's a Nintendo Switch case. Didn't realize just how flooded the market can be on these things. So I initially listed it at $9.99. Sold it. I dropped the price to $8.49 after I sat on it for a little while. Somebody came back with a price here recently for $7.50, and I accepted the price on that. But once again, that whole yard sale is kind of gravy at this point once that Vitamix mixer sold, and that one sold rather quickly. All that to say is, by far I didn't get rich this week off of eBay. I know very few people that do get rich off of eBay, but as you can see, it can be pretty lucrative. It's a nice little part-time income on top of my regular 9-to-5. I'm sure if I push the envelope hard, I could probably do this full-time. I choose not to because I actually like my 9-to-5. So all that to say is sometimes it can take a while to get your feet under you. I'm in a very economically depressed area, so it's a little bit harder for things to kind of get off the ground. The thrift stores don't have quite as nice a clothing, but you find some little gems here and there that kind of carry you along. So all that to say is if you're a seasoned reseller, you've hung around to the end, what do you think of these items? Do you think I overpriced them? Do you think I underpriced them? What are some things that you think that I could do better? If you're new to reselling, also leave a comment. What sort of things did you think were cool in there? If you have any questions about reselling, leave a comment. I'll try to answer them as best I can. Being somewhat of a noob myself, I'm still learning, but like I said in one of my first videos, always be a student, and that's why I'm here. Love you guys very much, and laissez le bon temps rouler.